program leader, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this opportunity for me to deliver my speech today. I am Bidan Maina, and I'm very privileged to be addressing you today. I'm in lesson 1. This speech is meant to just illustrate how the Pew Solution program has really changed my life. Now, I'll entitle my speech today as Patience Pays. To start with, because we've been having our classes to learn the Pew Solution, in the character unit, we just learned the other day on page 20, we were learning about the negative character traits. And one of the character traits that I found was being impatient. And the book was telling us that being impatient is to be restless or short-tempered or easily aggravated. And this book continued to tell us that people who are impatient are not willing to wait. They want everything right away. And they become easily frustrated when their desires are not easily met. And so when I reflected, I realized that that was somehow defining me, how I was way before I ran the Pew Solution, or some of the aspects that I still have to work on that are defined by that negative character trait. And I would just like to highlight a few of those instances in my life where I did things that illustrated my impatience. And I recall way back when I was a very young boy, because I come from a family that I have 4 sisters. And of course, my mother added there, those are 5 ladies in the house. So you can imagine any day we wanted to travel, you can imagine how much time they would take to prepare themselves. So me here, I am a young boy, I'm really very eager to travel, but they are taking too much time to prepare themselves. So in the long run, I always found myself very frustrated, and my mood could always now become down. Although I was excited we are traveling, I was already becoming a bit impatient. And then moving on, sometimes I know most of us have been in this, maybe your parent promises, we are going to take you somewhere. But now with the time, you are very excited. You are hoping that maybe we are going to take you to the annual show, and your parent has really promised. So the day comes and you realize you are not going. Maybe the parent was engaged in other activities, or the financial challenges came up. And as a young person, that frustration becomes too much. Again, you become, this impatience still building up. These are things that I did experience. So there is also a time when, in this impatience of mine, we went for a meeting. We used to go for meetings almost every week at a place called Shaurimoyo. And that time for us, we were staying in Kawangware. So sometimes from Shaurimoyo to town, where we would board the vehicle to Kawangware, we would walk, which is quite some distance. So I realized one of these days that my parents and the family were lagging behind, because people after the meeting are really socializing. So I was wondering, this socializing is not ending. So and I'm really so eager again to board the bus back home. So because I was so disappointed by the delays that I was seeing, I decided to walk before them. So I walked so fast until I reached Kenkomba station. And remember, I'm a very young boy. I was, I think, in around grade 5. So when I arrived here, there are so many people, and I'm waiting for them to arrive so that we can board the bus, but I could not see anyone now. So we lost each other. I could not see them. I waited for them for several hours. I could not see them. They could not see me. So finally, I had to board the bus and really request the conductor that I am lost, but I know where I'm going, but I don't know where my parents are, and I don't even have a fare. So at least somehow this guy heard my cry and allowed me to go by that bus up to Kawangware. But now I really realized, because it was a long story that was showing my impatience, that I am the one who really lost from this case, because now from that I really told myself I would never try to let my impatience get this far. So and I don't know, most of us have engaged in these things, even queuing for a bus. And then maybe I was queuing for this ride, I realized that one is going shorter. When I go there, the one I have just left again, is the one that is moving faster. And these are some of the instances in which my impatience has always been going. But now, way down in the year around 2009, when I came out of campus, that's when we learned much about the PIL solution, and we've been learning about it since then. And so many things have been taught to me about the peaceful solution. Not only through meetings that we have been learning about the PIL solution, but also attending to other global peace conferences. And from that, I have been in so many classes and learned so many things. But I wanted only to share about patience today, which is what I have learned. So again, when we learned the other day about the PIL solution character education program, we are reading the character unit. We learned that to have patience is to demonstrate self-control and remaining calm, especially after setbacks. And this book was still telling us that being patient means not complaining, especially when you have the most to complain about. So I learned that as we moved on, I have had so many great experiences that have really helped me now to really appreciate the importance of patience. Like there is a time I was traveling actually from the Global Peace Conference, and we passed through Qatar. And then the next flight to bring us to Nairobi, we were told it was fully booked. So the flight attendants were pleading with us to accept to remain in Doha. They booked us the other flight the following day. And so many people were complaining, they were saying that is not acceptable. But because I'd been told to be patient, I agreed to remain. And how did I benefit from that? We were booked in a very nice hotel in Doha. So he took a tour to Doha, and I could see Doha and slept there. And I enjoyed some very nice free meals. And when I came back to Nairobi again, we were given some money for accepting to be delayed. So I have seen so many great things come when you become a patient person. So with that, I would really like to appreciate that if all of us could be patient, then again, you'd appreciate that proverb that says, patience pays. So thank you very much for listening to me. And let us learn more from the PIL solution as I welcome our great evaluator. Thank you.